Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, then smash that join button. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by 10th Man, Chocolate Sane, Flatzoid, and I think that's pretty much it. Just a whole bunch of people in Discord as well, so welcome one and all.
Good morning.
Hello, you enthusiastic lot. Hello, Flatzoid. Hello, 10th Man. Hello, Nathan. Really good to be here. So excited. Black Swan. Woo. No? Clearly not. So over the last couple of weeks, about a week and a half, we've been covering all of the housekeeping questions, and I think we're pretty much done with the housekeeping questions, with the exception of the overall presupposition that sphere Earth is based upon, which is the radius value. So I'll ask the question first of all, any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
Not a measured one, nope.
So the presupposition of the R is something that you will find during debate they utilise and insert into their claimed measurements all over the place. Now in the case of the Black Swan, they're currently arguing that we have this position, singular, of the horizon that is actually a refracted version of a geometric horizon that we don't have. Obviously, the horizon we observe, if we're on a sphere, would be geometric and is claimed to be by the geometric curve calculator mathematics of a sphere Earth. Hey, Arwin.
Hello.
So it's merely a fundamentalist religious zealot's presupposition that is inserted and pulls the wool over eyes of some newbie flat earthers. Obviously, the majority of us who watch this show will appreciate that the begging the question R value is simply the way of asserting we have a sphere Earth at the beginning of any premise that they claim to be proving when they assume that premise. That's it. Begging the question R value.
So since it's geometric, it would have to be measurable.
Yeah, well that's what they claim to be giving us when they're giving us obstructions of the geometric horizon and what's blocked by the back of it and how much it curves when you go up in altitude or doesn't curve, depending on who you ask.
So when the measurements don't match the geometry, then what?
Then the horizon's no longer a geometric physical leading edge of a sphere blocking boats in the horizon. It may appear that way on certain days, but if it's a physical geometric obstruction, it can be only a certain distance, governed by the geometry. As soon as you demonstrate it beyond that distance, it's no longer a geometric horizon, and won't go back to being one simply because you can say, oh, it kind of looks like one today. Well, no, it isn't. We don't have a geometric horizon. We don't have a sphere edge for a horizon, as much as they would like it and require it to be so. But that whole sphere edge is based on the R value. That's their geometry.
So that would mean all their maths is based on assumption and proven falsible.
Yeah, all the maths is based on assumptions. That's it. So that's the the summary of each of the housekeeping questions. Tomorrow we'll go back to just asking the full list. See how we get on. Did anyone else catch Spurs' premiere this morning?
What?
Spurs published a premiere. He shared it with me on Skype, and I just happened to click on it and noticed that it was going out there and then. So there was a few people in the chat. But it's just nice listening to their side trying, flapping, when it comes to this Black Swan argument. None of them have got a rebuttal.
But Spurs chemo? What do
Yeah,
you mean
Spurs
he's
chemo.
against it?
Yeah.
What? Why?
What do you
That
mean,
makes
why?
no sense.
Well, he's just well behind the Black Swan argument. He's got all of the screenshots of the Modus Toland's argument going by, along with the images and the explanation for the proof. So, Spurs gets it. He's putting it on screen.
Oh, okay. I thought he was against it.
Not
But
at all.
you said that.
Far from it. No.
Oh, okay, I thought
He's not
so. Like,
nuts.
what?
He might be a bit out there, but he's not that crazy.
All right.
I mean, what's not to like? Seriously. Their rebuttals back our argument. Oh, well, it's not geometric, this horizon. It's optical. All right. So we win. Oh, it's not that horizon that we're looking at. The horizon that's geometric's loomed above the horizon. So not a geometric one, then.
I would have expected they brought some other type of argument to get all metaphorical, that you'd compare it, that they originally claim, yeah, all swans are white, and then we show the black swan, and then they say, yeah, but black's not actually a color. So we win anyway.
Well, they utilise the black swan fallacy in defence, which is absolutely great. Well, yeah, on that particular day, we had enough refraction to loom the horizon above the horizon. So contradictions and doublespeak in one big sentence. And then they go on to say, but tomorrow it'll look like a geometric one again. And you go, yeah, you don't understand the black swan fallacy. As soon as you have evidence that disproves your assertion, you can't just ignore that evidence. That's the black swan fallacy. And that's essentially what they're all guilty of now, because they want to ignore the fact that the horizon demonstrated in the black swan image proves beyond any doubt that we don't have a geometric horizon, as conceded by them all the time. Well, that's the end of their argument, because they require one in their model. Shout out to Awakened Narrative, who says, pseudoscience and presuppositions. Right on. Thanks for the super chat.
It's almost like the black swan was always there. We just didn't recognize it was a swan because we were so used to all swans being white. We thought it was some kind of odd goose or something.
No, we just
But
didn't
it was always
recognise that
there.
while there was black swans on the
Being
battlefield.
metaphorical.
Well, there was black swans on the battlefield. We didn't recognise that essentially their model required those black swans not to exist at all. They can't exist. Now that we saw them and people were putting them out there, we just didn't appreciate that by having them at all completely destroys their model permanently. You just have to highlight that fact to them. Now they're all going around saying, well, yeah, well, okay, the horizon was not actual that day, but tomorrow it'll be geometric again. Now, they're not saying it in those exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what they're arguing. It's what they must argue, because it's indefensible. They can't claim a horizon in the wrong position, way beyond where it's supposed to geometrically be, is a geometric horizon. It can't be. Well, that's our argument, the beginning, middle, and end of it. So them defending their non-geometric position is a farce. They can't. There is just no defence to that. That's the end of the argument.
Or they have to completely rearrange their model.
What? Change R? No, it's been back engineered from the movement of the celestial bodies. So what are you going to do? Reverse engineer it and then change the equator and say,
Yes.
no, well, it wasn't actually the midpoint. Well, you can't do that, Arwin. Nothing else works.
Yeah, they have to change the entire model. It's actually the wobbly Earth. Come on.
Aristophanes was wrong, okay?
You can't
Yeah,
change
no,
R.
like,
It's set in stone. And
Can't- you
Maybe
can't
it's
change-
that it's the flip of how we looked at it, right? So this whole time we've been talking about, certain objects like buildings and boats and how far those things are away. But do we ever actually look at the horizon itself and say, hey, why is that supposedly geometric horizon where it is? Because that's basically the question that has turned this whole thing around. Like, why is that horizon where it is when there's no possibility that it should be there? So I think that's what's the main difference in this argument, and that's what's turned it around, because they cannot answer why that horizon is further than 9 miles away on a ball with a radius of 39 to 59 miles. It's impossible.
When they answer with our whole argument. Well, it's not the geometric horizon. It's loomed above itself and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you appreciate that you've got a geometric model, that the Earth curve obstruction is the essence of your argument, that you're relinquishing the geometry that you need. All right, jolly good. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yeah, I want to give a big up to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord 2.0. Those guys over there, they get it. They get it, and they're on top of it. They're keeping these dudes on the horizon. They're focused, and it's awesome, because it's kind of been like slow over there just because there's no response to this. And the ones that have, the Globers that have showed up there, they do nothing but struggle. This is hard for them. And, you know, I understand, guys. Maybe you should share your pain because, yeah, this is bad for you.
Yeah, one dude on the Spurs Chemo stream today was like, wanted to segue away from the Black Swan, obviously, but he wanted to talk about what Polaris did. And he starts explaining about how the geometry of Earth's getting in the way. And you're like, hello? We've just segued away from something that breaks your geometry. So now you're going to claim that the Earth curve edge is blocking Polaris as you move around your presupposed sphere. No. The geometry has been raped. It's now left dying in a pool of its own blood. So, no, you don't have a geometric sphere Earth edge doing things to the stars. We've debunked it. Now, while you might want to go backtracking to 2016 arguments, we're going to keep you well and truly here, because your geometry requires an Earth curve edge that's blocking things in the distance. Doesn't matter if it's stars, doesn't matter if it's the sun, doesn't matter if it's this lighthouse on screen now. That little line that we see going from left to right is claimed to be an Earth curve edge, and we've taken that away from you now, haven't we? You're all telling us how it's not geometric, and justifying why it's not geometric when it must be if we live on a sphere. So you're all screwed. Permanently. I'm not going to go back to you saying, oh, well, what about this star going behind Earth curve edge? Because of our geometry. You don't have that anymore. So, flap. That's all you can do. No going back to old Earth curve edge arguments are going to save you either. Because me, personally, although it didn't happen on that particular stream, I'm going to point out that segueing away from the fact we've broken your geometry and debunked the horizon as a physical edge of a sphere, you're never going to have any of those old arguments again, because they all necessitate geometry, don't they now?
Sounded a lot like the arguments they had with Coriolis.
So, shout out to Alexander, who says, Ballers, welcome to Flat Earth. Don't be afraid. It does not hurt. I give you the super chat, Alexander.
Well, it only hurts at first. It's like virginity, you know?
Whatever. Never hurt me.
What was hurting you now?
That would never hurt me.
Let's not have this discussion. This is definitely not family viewing.
What?
says the guy who just made a metaphor of the globe Earth dying in its own blood.
Right. Well, I was only comparing it to virginity, because it kind of does hurt at the beginning, you know, when it really sinks in. When you snap out of the dream and get all the consequences.
Next time on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, can we have less talk of virginity sinking in and snapping? And yeah, these aren't good words.
What?
Less talk means don't talk, but you keep talking. That's what it means.
Yes, it's very painful at first for those of you who have braced against it. It's going to be a transitional period. It's not going to be cognitively painful, but I assure you, the end of the tunnel is far nicer than the beginning. Me, I didn't have that tunnel. It was never stressful for me. I went, wow, the Earth's flat. What a world of possibility we live in. So many questions. It's like being 5 again. How amazing. Whereas to others, it's like, oh no! Quick, find me a power that should not be to give me answers and justify the deceit. Yeah.
I was just happy to see I wasn't insane.
Yeah, but a lot of them will still feel like they're going insane because their world's changed around them. It's just their mental processing that's changed. And they'll suddenly be concerning themselves with, well, like an Orthodox, worried that the Masons are going to come round to his house and chop his head off. They'll be worried about all sorts of nonsense. You know, it sounds like a lot of fundies are going to turn into complete conspiratards when they go through this transition. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of other flat earthers who went through the same exact process. They suddenly became complete tards, worried about all sorts of conspiracy nonsense that really doesn't affect them. They have no justifiable proof or evidence to back their bullshit, but they'll believe in it anyway because suddenly they've opened their eyes to a lie that they've been told. That lie being Earth doesn't have a geometric Earth curve edge, by the way.
I'm going to make a prediction, Nathan, that the first society that will come and back the Black Swan will be the Audubon Society.
Auto what?
Audubon Society. The bird watching society will come and back us because the ballers are going to attack.
Oh, I see. So you think we're going to have some sort of response from the Society of Ornithologists?
Yes. Yeah, they're going to back us because they see one of their own being attacked by the ballers.
All right. Not the first time we've had to get their opinion on birds humping.
Nice segue.
Natural experiments, not a natural phenomena.
Anybody on Discord want to share their opinion and tell us about a certain horizon that's a little further back than it's supposed to be?
Best of all time is when they're going to catch NASA stealing money for fake space.
Well, which horizon are you talking about, Chocolate? You know they have more than one now.
No, we only have one horizon. Shout out
No.
to Emma UK. 10th man is very good at explaining things. He is. That's very true, Emma. Subscribe today to Emma UK. She also runs shows like this one.
Shout out to Emma.
Have you been around her server, Chocolate?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. It's pretty cool.
You were saying 24/7 gets the Black Swan argument and have been using it to devastating effect. Is it the same on Emma's server?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everybody gets it. I mean, at least from those guys over there, they ultimately get it. I mean, if you go over there, that picture's up every couple of minutes. Somebody's talking about it, bringing it up because it is so devastating, and it's kind of a thing now. It's got a life of its own.
Yes, Emma's channel gets it. They got the pictures there, and they're going to have a special on it today. So go out there and subscribe to Emma's channel and be on the special today on the Black Swan.
Cool.
And of course, they're still every time somebody says it, it's Black Swan. And they've been driving the Globers crazy over there with it, which is hilarious. Black Swan. There you go.
Yeah, just save the timing, like for then when it's funny. But if someone's actually in the middle of a point, it's still just technically rumpusing because you'll cut someone's line. But yeah, when the time's correct, it is very funny.
It's going to be really weird to outsiders who've never heard anything about it before. It's like, what? Why are they doing that?
You don't even know. Like half the servers turn their names into Swan something.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, bro. Swans all over the place. So Globers come in there and they're like, "What's going on with the Swan thing?" It's great. Like, oh, you don't know? Welcome. It's great.
Hey, I got a Glober named Nick saying 10th is the lowest IQ man is terrible at explaining. So Nick, I invite you to come on the show live now. Come on, buddy.
Nah,
Is this
Nick
the-
don't.
is this
Nick,
the
Nick
same-
stay in the chat. You don't
Is
come
this the
out here.
same? Is this the same Nick that says he works on neutrinos?
I'll give Nick props. At least he's on topic. I mean, over Christmas I banned a shitload of people because at the time I wasn't making the shows. So I went through the comments and did the admin thing that I'm typically so lax with. And each time I came across a comment from Nick, he was on topic. He was talking about the subject matter, so he doesn't get banned. You know, we need to have people talking about the various sex lives of the panel and things like that. You're just going to get banned. You know, I'm no longer a tiny little channel where I'm scratching to get every subscriber I possibly can. You know, I'm not of that attitude anymore. In case anybody hadn't noticed, my attitude has changed. It's like I've grown as a channel. I'm now not a massive channel, but enough that I don't need these dicks that just ad hom the crap out of everything that's put forth. You know, those people aren't useful. Now, there's a certain number of the trolls that were in there that got so comfortable, and they may have been people that had formerly put arguments for their side across, but they got so comfortable being allowed to be in the chat that you read through the comments and you're like, you do nothing but ad hom. So, bye-bye. You're not welcome. You've never been on the show. You don't add anything. So, goodbye. So, if you found yourself recently banned, or, well, around about the Christmas time, getting banned on Nathan Oakley 1980, now you know why. If you've got comfortable in the chat and just resort to ad homming the argument or insulting panel members, then you're not going to stay in the chat anymore. Those comments aren't going to be remaining around.
Well, now Mark Taylor jumps on and says, 10th man can't explain crap. Well, you know what? Being on the farm with over 100 animals at any given time, I think I know a little bit more about crap than you do.
If there's one thing 10th man knows, it's horse crap.
Oh, Tom Parker, 10th man is caught between the Bigfoot and Arwen.
Why didn't they ever just come on?
I just love these marks. Whew. Anything but the Black Swan. Go ahead, guys. Keep talking about the panel members.
Does it come up on the early bird, Arwen? I've got to be honest, I haven't watched for the last few days.
Bigfoot's in between us.
No, Arwen.
What?
I was just going to say...
Sorry, I was just.
That's
What?
okay. That's okay. I said, does it come up on the early bird? Have you been dealing with people asking you questions about it from our side or trying to defend it from their side?
Oh, the Black Swan situation.
Yeah.
Yes, all the time. It's still people come in my chat and start asserting like, yeah, I don't know what all of this about, but this whole Black Swan is just nonsense. Then when actually address them, turns out that they literally just don't know what it is and start blabbering on about it without actually knowing what it is. I don't know why people keep doing that.
Sounds like them sharing their pain.
Right? It's just so dumb. So many people
Come on, guys.
are complaining
Somebody,
about something when they literally don't know what it is, and they should know that they don't know what it is, and then not complain about it and first inform themselves. But yet they do it anyway.
yeah, because without looking, I know right now in Discord, all these guys are in there typing out how stupid we are. We don't understand Horizon. Why don't you come in here and tell us all about it?
No way, pay attention to the
I'd
live
love to
stream
hear it.
in Discord. I don't even have it on screen. I couldn't care less about them keyboard worrying. Because all they're trying to do is get a rise out of you without actually embarrassing themselves on the show.
No, I'm not even looking at it either. I just know how that works in there. So I'm,
Yeah,
well,
I'm wondering.
I've
I
invited
understand.
every one of them how much days, and always the same problem. Nathan, he's an unfair moderator. That's all, nothing more.
About people on our side then, on Flat Earth side in Discord, does anybody else utilise this argument? Or are you all just listening in and letting it sink in before you do so?
Well, I know Domesticated uses it every day.
Is he in there? I don't think he's in there.
All I know is that people that don't like the Black Swan don't have a good reason for it, so they must be racist.
I'll say that I still have yet to find someone that can recite it.
Wow, Jesus. That's a lot of scratchy,
Wow.
scratchy.
Fix your mic.
Was that my
Stop
microphone?
scratching this chalkboard with your nails, please.
Oh, I've got to unmute him, haven't I? Hold on, Travis. Oh, no.
Yeah, is my mic terrible? This is my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
It's like you're scratching your nails on chalkboard, seriously.
Yeah, there's something very
The
wrong
high
there.
pitch. Yeah, it seems like, Nathan, that there was immediately when the Black Swan came out, there was the group that got it, there was the group that fought it, and then the group in the middle kind of rose up that kind of gets it but doesn't get it. But now that group is coming to a better understanding of it.
Black Curious, are you a newbie? How you doing? Hello, Flat Curious, can you hear us?
I think that's kosher.
Oh, is it Kosho? Why Flat Curious, Kosho?
Kosho, why don't you come on and tell us all about that refraction you were telling us about a couple of days ago? Tell us how that worked out.
Shout out to Awaken Narrative. Thanks to Black Swan, there is no debate. Yeah, it's game over. I agree. Thanks for the super chat, Awaken Narrative.
Yeah, I dropped
Very
a rejoin.
math.
How's my mic over?
No, still got it.
We can hear you, Travis. It's just horrendous.
Turn your phone on and off if you're on your phone. So try it that way.
Were you trying to add
They're
something,
undoing.
Brian or Bingo? Both flashing away there.
See, I told you one day someone would have a worse mic than me.
Yeah, considerably so.
So, Nathan, their undoing, as you said earlier in the show, is their very own math.
Yeah, the requirement for geometry.
The same math that they say is unfalsible, that is true.
Not anymore.
That kind of sucks, though, right? Like how long have they been trying to use their math against us, and we usually stop them at where did you get that R value from? Right. So now we give them the R value, and that same R value has destroyed them.
I'm just waiting for them to blame the sticks. Maybe it was quonky or something.
But even when they use the sticks and try and justify how they've come to presuppose a spherical Earth and then extract out a radius value from that presupposition, it still doesn't work when you break the geometry. It still requires a physical leading edge to obscure things in the distance. That is the geometry. And once you show it doesn't, that the Earth we live on doesn't have that, that's it. It's game over. At some point when they're trying to justify it, they're going to go back into the geometric horizon and say it's just somewhere else. It's like, no, we don't have a geometric horizon. This image proves that. That's the end of the argument. You require one and don't have one. Ergo, you don't have sphere geometry. Untenable now.
Yeah, to Arwen's statement, I know he said it half jokingly too, but they'll just change their R, which they can't. But if they do, they'll have to match the Black Swan image. So 10 miles out, the Earth's radius went from 3959 to 264,230 miles now. And you said, oh, you can't take a pump and blow up the Earth anytime you want.
Shout out to Dank, who says Black Swan trending on Twitter by the end of spring. Make it so. I'm going to start moving people who are in Discord that aren't making any noise or aren't speaking to us. So if you're trying to join but can't because the room is full, start moving people out because we're not hearing anything from any of them.
9.4 miles is a far cry from flat.
Sorry, 9.4
Say that
miles.
again?
Yeah, you have to forgive me, I'm at work, so if I can't respond, you'll have to kind of talk for a second. But yeah, 9.4 miles is far from flat. Where should the horizon be on a flat Earth?
Where should the horizon? It's the vanishing point. It's dependent on the weather. It's not an actual location. You can't pin a peg in it. It's not a physical location. So asking us how we would reify it into a physical location that you can give a postcode is nonsensical, because we don't reify the horizon into a physical location to obscure things in the distance or bend with altitude. You do that. So why are you asking us to do it? You need to be able to do that and can't anymore. We don't need to do that. I'm
not asking you to reify anything. I'm asking you where you should not see past.
Not see past, again, like it's an obstruction, you mean? Yeah, we don't have that. You keep projecting your reification.
No, on a flat Earth.
Shut up! You keep reifying a model and projecting it onto us like we need to justify where something will physically be when it's a not actual location. Your model of a sphere Earth requires that position to be physical. It just isn't. That's the end of your geometric Earth model.
So where should it be on a flat Earth, though?
What, the not...
How far away should we be able to see?
Yeah, you've just asked that question, and I've taken it to pieces. Where should a not actual location be? It's non sequitur. It's stupid. Where should the
I'm not asking you where the location
Where should the
be.
Physical edge be? Well, it's got a
I'm not asking
geometry
you.
that... Don't talk through me when I hand you your ass based on the fact that you need it to be somewhere and physically obscuring stuff. You and your sphere belief requires it to be physical. Yeah? That would give it an actual position to block stuff in the distance that you measure in your geometric calculator. So you physically reify it and say it's got a position and measure tangents from it. That's what you do. Now, we don't have a physical position. We've got an apparent position. Not actual, not physical, not got a postcode, not obscuring stuff, not bending as you raise in altitude. That's you that requires that. You just don't have it anymore.
Okay, well, regardless if you want to answer the question or not, 9.5.
What? Where would a not actual location be? Where should a not actual location be? That's your question. Where should a not actual location be? It's non sequitur, you stupid boy. You're asking me, who doesn't reify a not actual location into a physical sphere edge, where it should be. It shouldn't be anywhere. It's a not actual location. You stupid moron.
So 9.4 miles is a far fucking cry from flat. Far.
What are you babbling about?
Unorthodox.
He's just repeating himself. That's what you opened with. 9.4 miles.
Yeah, I wanted to reiterate. You keep interrupting me.
Yeah, you just keep reiterating the same shit that I'm taking to pieces. You're giving us a distance and saying that's far from flat. What, by comparison to where you place a geometric horizon and it's not physically there in the picture, so you're saying it's a far cry from flat? It breaks the geometric maths of your belief in a sphere.
You mean where the horizon is without an atmosphere?
I can.
So what the hell? What the hell? Where the horizon is without an atmosphere? What are you babbling about? You mean where your physical obstruction is when you remove atmosphere in the model that you reify?
I can nip this in the bud really quickly.
I think the better thing would have been to ask him to explain what a geometric horizon is.
We know what a geometric horizon is. Do you not think we've seen... Oh, my bad, I'm in the middle of a conversation, so of course it's Arwin's turn to rumpus me. What, because we're now having a nice long chat where we're actually into something, Arwin? You've been very quiet up until now you're interrupting me.
Well,
I mean, maybe he's got a point, Nathan. Why don't you let him speak?
What when I'm speaking? So if Arwin opens his trap, I should immediately shut my mic down so he can talk through me? Don't
You
tell me how
interrupted
to
him.
produce the show.
I asked you if I could nip this in the bud really quickly without letting him strawman us with it.
And he never gave you permission to do it, so be quiet. Go on, Nathan.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
You don't have a
Okay, so-
geometry anymore.
Okay, well, I'm not part of the show, I guess, then. Okay, well, bye.
Oh, okay. We could have just waited till I'd finished. I mean, you sat there doing nothing for the last 20 minutes. I had to introduce you to the conversation, wait for a massive pause to get a response out of you. Now I'm talking. Of course, Arwin's got to be talking. Literally, he's just spent 20 minutes not saying anything when there's loads of dead air. Now I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody. Of course, he's got to rumpus the shit out of me and then cry foul.
Dude, you guys are being mean to Arwen.
Sorry, is this just a little segue away from the fact that the geometric horizon you require that's modelled and claimed to be obscuring things when you show us a side-on view that removes all aspects of optical perspective, well, that is the model that you claim when you say things are being obscured. It's very much a physical obstruction based on geometry that you assume when you hijack perspective for that geometric model that requires a geometric edge, blocking stuff. Well, you don't have it. The Black Swan proves beyond all doubt that that edge you used to claim blocked buildings isn't the edge of a sphere. It can't possibly be. It's a geometric impossibility. Ergo, we don't have a geometric sphere edge for a horizon. Now, you telling me 9.8 metres isn't flat? Who gives a crap? You've got a geometric edge you need to reify. It doesn't exist anymore.
Well, one guy asked what the geometric horizon is. And so I'd like to tell him, the geometric horizon is, you exclude the atmosphere and typical refraction, and you do a calculation, and you see where it would be without the atmosphere.
And is that reality? That's what we have in reality, is it? Your side-on model without atmosphere. Is that fucking reality, dipshit?
Yeah, I know what you know what the geometric horizon is. I wanted to know if the flat earthers knew what a geometric horizon is.
Yeah.
So you're discarding reality.
Sorry, you're saying I'm discarding reality when you tell me about your side-on model that removes all atmosphere, and then that side-on view without atmosphere is claimed to be the justification for why a building is obscured when you draw a tangent line to a sphere with a geometric horizon. Yeah, hello?
I just don't understand why you...
Hello, we don't have a geometric horizon. That's been taken to task. You no longer have a reified Earth curve edge blocking stuff. The Black Swan, friends. That disproves your geometric horizon to block things.
That's
like
an anomaly.
show us in the models side on. Hello? You don't have that anymore. So asking us what your geometric horizon is and whether or not we understand about the shite you've been arguing about for 3 years. Boats going over it, you fucktards. Do you not think we know what you've been arguing for the last 3 years? Yeah, you argue we've got a geometric horizon, blocking stuff. You're just now asking us what a geometric horizon is, because you don't have it anymore, do you? It's proved beyond doubt not to be geometric, like your stupid side-on model that doesn't have atmosphere, when you tell me I'm ignoring reality. What, your Earth curve side-on model is reality, is it, moron?
No, the atmosphere, Nathan. You're removing...
What atmosphere? Your model doesn't have any of your stupid shit. Is that reality in your stupid geometric model that claimed to be the excuse for boats being obscured from bottom up? That's geometric, you moron. That was what you all shoved in our face with the Earth curve calculator when looking at pictures of reality. The model's not reality, you bonehead. The model doesn't have atmosphere, you bonehead. The model draws tangent lines to physical geometric edges to obscure stuff, moron. We just don't have a geometric horizon anymore for you to reify into this geometric model you believe you live on. Earth doesn't have geometric edges as horizons.
What?
What do you mean? What? Earth does not have a geometric edge for a horizon. That's a bastardization of optics by turning the view we actually see through our eyes side on so you can give actual sizes, feet and inches, that don't change with distance. And then when they miss the bottom because of optics, you'll claim it's because of the geometry side on that removes all aspects of perspective, removes all atmosphere, and claims a physical edge of a sphere is blocking the bottom of something that is reduced in size because of distance. But your geometric calculator doesn't account for that. It's an orthographic representation. Nothing's changing its size with distance. It's always a 10-foot wall, even if it's 1,000,000 miles away, despite the fact the angular size reduces. Your geometry is what you claim Earth is. And your geometry has a geometric horizon, something we can unequivocally disprove.
Nathan, dude, if you're just gonna rant, there's really no point in me being on here.
Well, then go fuck yourself, you losing piece of shit. You've come here and argue we've got to account for why bottoms of boats aren't there because of the geometry of your sphere and how the geometry of your edge gets in the way. Now we're proving that we don't have a geometric sphere edge for a horizon, and you feel like you don't need to be here. Yeah, that's because you're already a flat earther, and you already understand that we don't need to utilise geometry. Yeah, I'm ranting that you morons.
You're using an optical phenomenon to prove geometry. There's your reification fallacy right there.
Me and moan that I'm talking too long. Well, where's your geometric maths that used to claim boats were being obscured by a geometric edge? Why aren't you using your geometric maths anymore?
We are.
Really? So we do have a geometric horizon, you fucktard. No! Your geometric maths isn't useful anymore. It's not a geometric horizon, bonehead. I realise that while I'm pointing this out, and you're claiming you do use these geometric maths that have been debunked, you need to talk through me, because this is an arse beating for the globe.
That's the starting point, Nathan, for the calculation.
Orthodox,
you have to consider the atmosphere.
Fallacy.
So the starting point for the maths is a geometric horizon obscuring things. That's the starting point. We don't have that, mate.
You do.
No, we do not. We've proven it beyond doubt with the black swan image. That's why all your fundy moron friends are telling us about how it's optical. Suddenly it's not geometric anymore, even though your Earth reification requires it to be.
You're the one doing the reifying, Nathan.
Oh, really? So I turn the apparent position we see in the distance, that apparent line where the ground appears to meet the ground, and I very much define it as a vanishing point, a not actual location, an apparent position. I'm reifying that into an Earth curve edge that blocks things because a geometric model says so, am I? I'm reifying a physical edge into a not actual location, am I? You fundy with an Earth curve edge that's blocking things because a model says so. I'm guilty of reification, am I? No, third time's a charm, moron. It's the third time you've come here and projected your reification onto us. You require an Earth curve edge for a horizon to block boats, bend at altitude, and obscure islands in the distance. That's a physical edge to obscure
Yeah, like in reality.
And you're going to talk through me while I point out that we don't have a physical edge. We've got a not actual edge, a not actual location, a non-physical position, an apparent location, as we've been pointing out for the last 2 straight years, while you accuse us of having excuses for not having a decent explanation for the geometric obstruction, and we've only got flurfspective as an excuse. Well, now you seem to want to deny geometry while simultaneously claiming that you do utilise it, and the starting point is the geometry. So the starting point's the geometric edge, horizon, that we don't have. So at the very start of your
Nathan,
use of
for
this
God's
model,
sake, can I make a point? Jesus Christ.
what your point is that you do use the geometric maths. It's debunked.
Have you ever heard of 7/6R, Nathan?
Yeah, that's based on the radius value that would give you a geometric edge now, isn't it?
Oh, so you do know.
So that would be based on the reification of the edge. The R value gives you the edge, and the edge in your model is the horizon.
Okay, Nathan, you said that
tag team time. Tag team time.
You can't see
tag
any further.
team. And
so why
going to
can
pipe
we
up too,
see
probably,
things
if he was
further
here.
past?
I don't need a
your
tag team. I
vanishing
wasn't
point?
talking to you, Highlander. So the R value in your model, your starting point, gives you your edge. And your edge in your model is the horizon, unorthodox.
The horizon is the point that you can't see past.
Oh, we can see past it, you moron. We've got a black swan image that disproves a physical edge that stops you seeing past it. You complete fundy moron. We've debunked it as a geometric edge. It isn't.
Why are you trying to prove like something a normalcy with an anomaly? That makes no sense.
Anomaly? No, it's just a picture, mate. It's only an anomaly because it doesn't work with your model. Why would you label a photograph of something an anomaly? You mean because it doesn't work with your model?
Because it doesn't happen.
It does happen. We've got a picture of it. Oh, a reality denier. I see. Yeah, it does happen. We've got a picture, video. Yeah, it did
I said
happen.
except on.
It just didn't match your reification of a geometric impossibility. That's all. Not an anomaly. Just doesn't match your model.
Possibility.
No, you're just rumpusing me, talking through every time I point out that it just doesn't match.
I'm rumpusing.
Yeah, you are rumpusing me doing it again, so we've got no choice. Maybe everyone would like to criticise the fact that I've got to shut these assholes down when I'm in the middle of pointing out that your model requires an edge.
I'm rumpusing you. Did you just say that?
Yeah, you're talking through me.
Oh my god.
Sorry, your model requires an edge.
You've been rumpusing for like literally 15 minutes straight.
Sorry, is this now another appeal to format where you criticise how long each of us has been talking after you've interrupted me and I've told the audience that I'm going to stop that from happening? Or are you going to address the fact that your model's geometric and the obstruction is a geometric horizon that you don't have? Maybe it's me being rumpusing here. Middle of a sentence and an orthodox starts talking. Yeah, I am accusing you of interrupting me because you are. So I'll try again. See if I get interrupted. Don't need your laughter. Need an unimpeded opportunity to point out that you don't have what your model requires. That would be a geometric horizon. You don't have that in reality. We've debunked it.
That's where it came from, Nathan. It came from reality. That's where we got it from, buddy.
No, you can't possibly have, because we have a demonstration of what would be a geometric impossibility based on it being from reality. It can't be from reality. That's a geometric impossibility as demonstrated in the Black Swan.
That would be like you're trying to prove something with an anomaly. You're disregarding.
You've already used this shit argument, so let's shut that fucking shite down straight away. Anomaly, because it doesn't match your model. You didn't address that. You got tag teamed. Somehow Highlander thought that was his point to save you. No, not an anomaly.
No, it's an anomaly.
Not an anomaly. I'll repeat it. I've heard your claim. Anybody who wants to claim censorship, no fucktards. I heard what he said. It was a repetition of what he said before. Anomaly. I heard him. Not an anomaly. Just doesn't work with your model. Not based on reality. We've got a picture that's geometrically impossible for your model. Definitely not based on reality, mate. You're wrong. Not based on geometry. Can't be. Geometrically impossible to be. Just doesn't work with your model.
Why are you throwing out refraction?
Sorry, did the word refraction even cross my lips?
Well, you have to consider refraction if you're looking at a photo with tons of refraction.
What kind of refraction?
Wait.
The looming kind.
Oh, really? So looming would be defined as things moving in respect to the horizon. So this is non sequitur. The horizon itself isn't moving with respect to itself. That's stupid. This is not looming. Looming would be things moving up and down in relation to the horizon. You don't even know what looming is. So I'm not throwing out refraction. I didn't mention it. You're throwing in looming that this definitely isn't. The horizon in your model is geometric, and you can't loom a geometric horizon, because if you did, it would no longer be geometric. Also, looming describes things moving with respect to the horizon. Now, I've got a nice little clip of Rumpus backing me on exactly that point, describing how things move with respect, how you know it is looming by how much it's moved with respect to the horizon, according to your own Muppets who think they live on a geometric model. So no, the horizon's not looming above the horizon. You're just stupid and don't understand what looming is.
In your little clip from your channel with Quantum Eraser explaining your argument, you throw out refraction.
Yeah, that's the same shit claim I've just taken to pieces about 25 seconds ago. Yeah, you've said refraction, I've said what kind. You've said looming, and I've pointed out that even by your own side's definitions and debate, from Rumpus and from that whatever his reference name is, every definition of looming is describing things moving with respect to the horizon. When questioned by me, Rumpus explained, you know it's looming because of where it is moved with respect to the horizon. So the horizon does not loom with respect to the horizon. That's non sequitur. So you've repeated your stupid claim. Now you're talking through me. A repetition of something I've taken apart twice isn't you having an argument. Me shutting you up so you can't repeat it through the demolition is also not unreasonable. I'm going to pummel it every time you repeat it. I've heard it. I'm not censoring you. It's not a geometric edge. Okay?
Nobody said that was a geometric edge.
Nobody said it was a geometric edge. Really, you've got a geometric Earth curve calculator that very specifically has been argued about being the cause of things in the distance being obscured. It's absolutely, unequivocally claimed to be geometric by you if you are a sphere-worshipping zealot. If you're now saying, Highlander, that you don't claim the horizon's geometric, welcome to Flat Earth. It must be geometric if you live on a sphere, you stupid idiot.
Not a perfect sphere.
Sorry, the horizon in your maths is a geometric horizon. Your maths are what you used to tell us that things are being obscured by Earth's geometry.
Right, okay, so...
Yeah, right, okay. So you fuckwits do absolutely claim that Earth has geometry. You reify the horizon into the Earth curve edge that boats go over and obscures things into the distance based on the geometric maths. So yeah, Highlander, the fact you're denying your own fundamentalist zealot religion isn't because it's not utilising geometry, or as you claim, because you don't say it's the geometric edge.
No, Nathan.
You do! You must, and you have, if you live on a sphere. You're just saying it isn't now because we've demonstrated it can't be a geometric edge.
Can I actually make a point? Like one point during this whole conversation. You know,
he won't let you
observation,
speak.
Nathan.
You just cut you off.
Hold on. This is an observation, Nathan. So it's not scientific. So it can't prove anything.
Nobody
said this
claimed
was science.
Nobody used the claim of science, so this is a straw man that you're burning.
So it's not proof.
No,
That's a pathetic
it's definitely
try,
proof.
Unorthodox. Try again.
No, it's definitely proof. I'll tell you why. Because the horizon as a physical leading edge of a sphere, which it must be if we live on a sphere, has been demonstrated to be geometrically impossible. We have proven it's not a sphere.
But it's not scientific, though.
Same straw man as last time. Who's going to claim censorship this time? Did I not hear him the first time when I debunked it? I'll say it slower. Nobody has claimed this is science. We're not establishing the cause of an effect here. We just see what we see. You're claiming it's a phenomena. You're saying it's an anomaly. Now, if you want to go forth and science the shit out of what you claim is a phenomena, then be my guest. We don't claim that what we simply observe in our reality is somehow a phenomena. You do because it doesn't match your model.
Well, let's just be clear. It's not proof then.
Yes, it is. We have proven that the horizon is not the physical leading edge of a sphere, because by the constraints of your own geometry, the black swan proves we have a geometric impossibility for a horizon. It is proven beyond doubt that the Earth is not a sphere. Proven. You don't have to like it.
Can you cite something that shows me that that's incompatible?
Yes, I can cite the geometry of your sphere you believe you live on, and the Earth curve edge it requires, and how it's a geometric impossibility for a physical leading edge to be beyond the constraints of its own geometry. We've demonstrated it with modus tollens. You have physical restraints to the Earth curve edge that you believe we have as a horizon. Once broken, they're not going to suddenly mend themselves when we have a white swan situation and a horizon that looks like it's the edge of a sphere. We've demonstrated that it can't be. Hence your side now arguing for it being optical rather than what it needs to be if we live on a sphere, which is geometric.
Nathan, nobody ever claimed that.
What, that it's geometric? So we haven't spent the last 3 years in debate arguing with curve calculators on screen, with you showing us a tangent line to the physical geometric edge that you claim obscured the Isle of Man, obscured the wind turbines, obscured the P&O ferry, obscured the Chicago skyline, bends when you go up in altitude. You guys haven't claimed the amount that it claims to bend when it goes up in altitude, or the amount that it's physically obscuring the Isle of Man or the wind turbines. You don't claim that, and you never have. No, you're just a liar, and you're now denying the tenets of your own sphere religion.
No, you're dishonest, Nathan.
Yeah, just an ad hom, I'm just a liar. No, I'm not a liar. We showed a picture that demonstrated unequivocally that the horizon is not geometric, because it's a geometric impossibility by the restraints and constraints of your own geometry. That's not me lying, that's me pummeling your sphere religion and its geometry.
Nathan, I used to hear you talk about
Okay, give me an example.
all the time.
Give me an example of someone that's pointed to the horizon and said, that's a geometric horizon.
I have.
Have you ever argued for a boat going over the curve?
He's asking when somebody's pointed at a horizon and said that's a geometric possibility. I, Nathan Oakley, point at... Let me think. Which one shall I use? The black swan. And I've pointed it and said that's a geometric impossibility because it is.
No, I never said a geometric impossibility.
Yeah, but that's what we've got. I don't give a shit what you were asking for. That's what the black swan is, a geometric impossibility. Ergo, the Earth is not a sphere.
Right, well, I'm looking at my horizon just now.
I couldn't give a shit. That would be a white swan, because we're not looking at your horizon when we debunk sphere geometry. We're looking at a picture that we've dubbed the black swan.
Yeah,
no, you've got a white swan that you painted black.
Oh, really? Wow, that's about the most stupid thing I've ever heard from a globe earther. What, so if I present you with a black swan, I've spray painted it, have I, you stupid moron? No, that's called, why don't you ask an orthodox about the black swan fallacy? Because when you're presented with evidence contrary to your religion, you deny it. In this instance, claim we've spray painted it. So you think we've CGI'd the picture? You think we've spray painted the picture? It's actually a painting. It's actually a video that we've painted every frame to defy your model. Is that what you think, moron?
No, the fallacy is actually where you get the...
I didn't ask you about the fallacy. I asked you if we have painted, by analogy, the picture in the black swan.
That's why you're dishonest.
That's just an ad hom. I asked if you believe, by analogy, if you think we've painted a swan black. My God, how absurd. That by comparison or analogy, we've actually doctored the CGI version of that film to present it to break your model. Is that what you believe?
No, I believe you...
No, well then why did you accuse me of painting a black swan? Painting a white swan black then? So you don't have an analogy then? You've just got a load of stupid nonsense.
If you let me finish, Nathan...
What, you said no? I asked a question about whether or not by analogy I'm painting the horizon onto this picture because you claimed I'd painted a swan black. You said no. That's the end of your stupid shithead assertion. That's the end of your claim, because you said no. So we're not doctoring the picture analogous to painting a swan black then.
Nathan, we don't want your pseudoscientific proof, okay?
It's not pseudoscience. We haven't claimed this is science. Pseudoscience is when someone asserts something as science and then it's proven unequivocally not to be science. So, number one, we haven't claimed this is science. Number one, you haven't taken something we've claimed to be science apart, proving it to be pseudoscience. This is a logical consistency, not a claim of science. Ergo, not a pseudoscience claim when taken apart as not being science. It was never claimed to be science, you bunch of idiots. And with that, I'll say, if you're watching this on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you're watching this live on the Nathan Oakley 1980 channel, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you tuned in, smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. Another massive thank you to all of today's Discord and G Plus panels for making this live show possible. Once again, stay tuned if you're watching on Nathan Oakley premiering stream, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!